internet, welcome. Hi, how are you? How are you doing? How are you doing? So in one of my last videos I asked you guys what would you want in a book haul from me? Do you want just May, April, May, or March, April, May? And all of you said like as many books as possible, make it super long. Here's the thing, I counted and I got around 70 books in the last 3 months, and that's a little too many to put in one giant haul. So what I'm doing is 2 parts, that's 4, 2 parts, and this one is going to be the books that I bought myself in the last 3 months, and the next part, which should be coming soon, I will show you all the books that were sent to me by publishers in the last few months. It is literally, I think, split in half. I think I bought 31 and I received 32 or 33, so that's not right in half, but it's like close. So today you are seeing the books that I bought myself, March, April, and May. So let's start because it is a lot. Okay, so these are in no order at all because I don't remember what order I got them in, and it's been 3 months and now it's June. So, here we go. Let's just start because it's gonna be way too many. So the first two I want to show you are super cool, and they are the Little Women and a Little Princess Penguin. What is this? Penguin, Puffin, and Bloom. Super fancy, really pretty editions. They're just gorgeous, and they weren't that much money when I bought them, and they're just like for decoration. I actually haven't read either of these books, so I probably will very soon. The Little Women is huge! It's giant! Anyway, they're gorgeous, and that's why I bought them. Also, you know it's a book haul from the last 3 months when half of my shelf is missing. Okay, and conveniently, the next 3 books are graphic novels. The first one is Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. This is a fantasy graphic novel, and it's super fun. I loved it. I think I gave it 4 stars. The next 3 are all Marvel, and they are Miss Marvel, the first volume, Miss Marvel Volume 2, and Captain Marvel Volume 1. I really loved all 3 of these. Female superheroes are my favorite things in the whole world, and I love Marvel, and yeah. I definitely really recommend the new Miss Marvels. They are really great, and this is a newer storyline for Captain Marvel. It's not original, it's like Marvel Now, so it's like a newer storyline of the old Captain Marvel character. So I really enjoyed this, and I really want to get the next volumes very soon. Alrighty, next book I have to show you is Wild by Cheryl Strayed. This is a book written by Cheryl Strayed about her journey walking the Appalachian Trail by herself. This was also a movie produced by and starring Reese Witherspoon, which I have not seen because I haven't read this yet, but once I read it, I will watch the movie, and I'm really excited. Sounds like it'll be really good and like inspirational. Feminism! One day while I was at Target, I bought Tiger Eyes by Judy Blume. This is part of the new covers of her older books, and I have Forever, I believe, in this edition, and it was like $6, and I just wanted to buy it, and I really don't know what it's about. There we go. One day while I was at my favorite bookstore, I bought The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. I love Jandy Nelson. Everyone probably knows how much I love I'll Give You the Sun, which is coming later in the haul. And this is The Sky's Everywhere. It's about a girl who is dealing with the death of her sister. Basically, that's it. I really liked it. Her writing's pretty great. I gave this 4 stars on Goodreads. Within the last 3 months, I also bought Room by Emma Donoghue. One of my friends actually named Emma recommended this to me, and I've heard a lot about it, and it was like $1, I think. And it's about a little boy who grows up in one room and he never leaves, and it's just about his life in the room and him growing up, something like that. It sounds like super weird, and it's general adult fiction, which I really have not read a lot of and I really want to start reading more of, so I'm really excited to read this one. Next, I have a middle grade called Ava and Taco Cat by Kara Weston. I actually met Kara Weston, and I got this signed because she was here and she was very kind, and this is just about a girl named Ava and her cat. I think it sounds really cute, and I definitely want to read this summer because it's a middle grade. It'll be fun and quick. So yeah, I'm excited. Thank you, Carol, for meeting me and being very nice. Looking for Alaska by John Green is a book that I read years ago, but I got from the library and I didn't really enjoy. But this was on Book Outlet a few months ago, and I got it for like 60 cents for some reason. Weird like that, because I had like a coupon or something. So I got this because I just wanted to own it because I read it. And it wasn't really my favorite, but I want to try rereading it because I read it at a weird time in my life. So I want to try it again and see if I'd like it more. I don't know. I think it's cool to reread books at different times, like within years of each other, so that like you can see how much your opinions and your thoughts change. So I really want to do that with this one. This one's gonna seem a little odd, but I got Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling because my Harry Potter US editions are paperbacks and hardcovers and totally a weird order, and they look really funky, and I really wanted to collect the entire series in the US. That was a really weird way to say S. My bad. My Midwesternness just shot out of there. Gotta contain the cornhole beast. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to collect all of the US editions of the hardcover Harry Potter books. I didn't have Chamber of Secrets, and now I have it. Woohoo! This is a book that most people have read and I have not, and that is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I always want to say Moss, but I guess it's Maas. This is fantasy, everyone knows that, blah 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 blah. I haven't read it yet, I will get to it soon, blah blah blah. I totally spoiled you earlier, because I already mentioned it, and it is I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. You don't want to hear me talk about this anymore, because I talk about it a lot, at least on my Instagram I do, and in interviews I do. I always recommend this. It's my favorite book I've read this year, one of my favorite books I've read ever. I gave this 3,000 stars out of 5. Going on that fantasy thing, I also got Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. This is another fantasy book told in a lot of POVs, and I'm excited to read it. More fantasy books, because I guess I just bought a lot of fantasy books. These are 2 mass market paperbacks that I got. The first is Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch. There's someone I follow on Twitter who I do not remember the name of, but I had a hiccup, excuse me. They talked about this book a couple months ago, and I was at the bookstore the other day, and I saw this, and it was $8 about a kid or a young adult who is a thief, and they join a band of thieves called the Gentleman Bastards. And I was like, yeah, fantasy thieves, I want that, so I have it. And I also bought the first book in the Song of Ice and Fire series, A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin, which I have not read yet, and it scares the crap out of me. Look how long it is. I guess these are both like the same size though, so I'll have to have like a big fantasy marathon soon so I can read these. And they're very long books, and they're very long series, so that'll be a fun thing to get into. Why am I so awkward? This next book is super exciting because it is the book of the month for my book club called We the Book Dragons. We are a group of bookstagrammers who start a book club together. I will leave a link to our Goodreads group down below so you can join us, and I'll leave a link to our Instagram, which you can follow because there's an Instagram for the account where we post information about what we're reading. The first book we're reading as a book club, and the book is Fortune, is Somo, Simon versus the Homo Sapiens by Becky Albertalli. All I know is this is a very cute book. I've heard the word cute thrown around a lot when this is talked about, and I know the main character is gay and a gay boy. A cute book about a gay boy. That's really all I know, and I'm very excited to read it because I really think we need more books in the young adult world with LGBTQ++++ MCs, because we just need less straight people. So yay for gay Simon and really Simon. It's not over yet, folks. We still got an entire stack left. So this one is a rebuy, and it is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. This is the special edition Barnes & Noble cover, and it's very pretty, and there's fan art, and there's extra content on the inside, and it is absolutely wonderful and one of my favorite books. And if you haven't read it yet, then what the hecky are you doing with your life? Go read it! The next 2 books, incidentally, are by the same author, they just happen to be stacked together, and they are A Darker Shade of Magic and Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I loved both of these books. I've already read them. I gave them both 5 stars. I don't know which one's my favorite. I might have liked Vicious a little more because the end was like, wah! But the end of this one, like, kind of wrapped up a little bit. So I'm like interested for the sequel of A Darker Shade of Magic because it sounds like it's more of a companion? Like more of a companion than a sequel, but I'm excited anyway. These are about people with superhero powers. This is about someone who can jump between different dimensions, and there's magic. They are both very, very good. V.E. Schwab is a fantastic author and very, very good at the writing, so you should really buy these books. Why am I getting so weird? Next I have to show you Mosquitoland by David Arnold. This is about a girl who takes a road trip from like Alabama or Mississippi or something, or Missouri, all the way up to Ohio. Wahoo, my homeland. And because she wants to get away from her father and go back to live with her mother, and it's about her journey on the Greyhound bus up there. I gave this 3 to 3.5 stars. It wasn't as great as I thought it would be, but it was a pretty good book. So if you're looking just for like a fun summery read and something that takes place in the Midwest, check out this. Next I have a signed book, and it is Vanishing Girls by Lauren Oliver. I met her in March, and yeah, I haven't read this yet unfortunately, but I got it signed, which is really cool. It's about sisters, and something weird happens. One goes missing on their birthday, I think they're twins. Something crazy like that. So I'm actually really excited to read this because I just read a book about crazy twin sisters, and I'm kind of digging another one. So I'm probably gonna read this soon. Don't worry, there are only 6 more books in this haul. The next one is The Winter's Crime by Marie Witkoski. This is the sequel to The Winter's Curse, and The Winter's Curse is a fantasy book about a very rich girl who buys a slave of the lesser, lots of quotes because it's not true, but the lesser race, and she basically falls in love with him. But it's also a very, very political series, and this gets very more political, and it was very good. I thought it was a little slow because it does get very political. It doesn't like move along very quickly, but it was very good. I think it was 4 stars out of 5 on Goodreads, and I'm really, really excited for the 3rd one. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in this series because it'll end up with a doozy. And I have another signed book, and that is A Handful of Dust by Mindy McGinnis. I really like Mindy McGinnis. Her books are really great, and she's from Ohio, so obviously she's the best. I met her at the same time as Lauren Oliver, actually. They were like on a little teeny tour together, which was really cool. This is a companion novel to her first book, Not a Drop to Drink, so this was great. I gave it 4 stars, maybe 4.5 stars on Goodreads. If you haven't read anything by Mindy McGinnis yet, you really need to. Her books are really, really great. So there's In a Handful of Dust and Not a Drop to Drink. Check them out. I have another sequel here for you, and that is Salt and Stone by Victoria Scott. This is the sequel to Fire and Flood by Victoria Scott. It's based around this race people join if someone in their family is sick and they are waiting for a cure that can cure any sickness. So the first book was the first half of the race, this book was the second half of the race. I thought it was great. It's very, very, very fast-paced book, very short, very fast-paced book. Lots of horrible things happen, they're really fun to read about, and I'm really excited for the 3rd one. Don't know what it's called yet, I'm really excited. I absolutely hate this cover, by the way. This was a terrible, terrible cover change, and I hate it. Now these last 3 books are 3 books that go together, and they are Just Ella, Palace of Mirrors, Palace of Lies, all by Margaret Peterson Haddix. These are the new covers. I read Just Ella years ago and I loved it. Margaret Peterson Haddix was actually here in the city where I live at a little independent bookstore, and I went there and I met her, and I was like, hey, she's great. She was my favorite author when I was in middle school, so I went ahead and bought 3 of the books because you gotta support your indies, and I got them all signed. And she was like super, 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 super nice. And I actually, when I wrote an article for 17, I mentioned one of her books in it, and then she tweeted at me and was like, wow, thanks for including my books. When I met her, I was like, hey, remember I wrote that article about you? And she's like, oh my god, I didn't know you also lived in Ohio. And I was like, yepers, I do. So that was our interaction. I bought her books, got them signed, super nice. These are really pretty covers too. Ooh. Oh, so there you have it. Those are all the books I bought in the last 2 months. That was a lot. This is very, very long, I'm sure. I have all of my social media in the down description bar. If I didn't say enough about these books, don't ask me what they're about. Go to Goodreads. Goodreads is a very, very great source to figure out more about books and what they're about. Look them up on there. It'll tell you a lot more about the books than I ever did or could. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to me if you want to. Look out for my part 2. That's where I will be showing you the books that publishers sent to me, which will be really exciting. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! I can't see me. Narcissism is so important.